I needed more pebble for my tanks and filter and that area back there. So this is what I'm coming to get, and I'm gonna take a look at some of the varieties they have here. The most important thing is affordability for this project. So I'm just looking for something cheap. Ideally for the growing medium, I want something nice, but actually these lava rocks are pretty cool right here too. I kind of like these right here. These actually not bad. They soak up a lot of water as well. So they make great media, and they're pretty light. So I ended up ordering 2 scoops of what, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch red lava rocks. Very affordable, very light, and it's probably pretty good on the filtration. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna scoop it. Yeah, I think this stuff makes great biomedia right here. It's porous, it's small. For grown medium, I think it also works pretty well too. So yeah, I think this is gonna do it. It's super cheap. 2 scoop only cost me $150 something, which is literally like a box of ceramic media, and I got a truck bed full of it. So now we're just gonna let the storm wash it for tonight, tomorrow, and then part of Monday, and for the most part that should clean it up pretty well. This is actually quite a lot. Right now it is Monday morning, August 21st. Tropical storm Hillary passed through. Luckily in our zip code it spared us quite a bit. It rained, but it was not torrential rain, and it was definitely not flooding, so we made out okay. Gave a chance to cleanse everything around the house. I don't think the amount of water that came here and got collected would change the pH much. So I'm gonna have to do something about the high pH until I can get it down to about 8.5. It's been cycling now for 4 or 5 days. Let me see. Well, the rain didn't do much to the fish in this pond either. They seem okay. Oh, food just came out, so it looks like they're eating. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to do water and pH balancing once again. I'm gonna put the pumps to work and just have them pump side to side. Well, I've been trying to balance this pH with a smaller pond, but I think the volume water here is too great. And that cement pad back there is basically fresh concrete, therefore it adds a lot of alkalinity into the pond, into the pool. So we're probably not gonna be able to do this the natural way and quickly enough for my needs. So I'm gonna brute force it. I'm gonna do some muriatic acid. Gonna put in here and see where it's at. Right now it's still testing at around probably like closer to 9. So with this in, we should be able to bring it down. So I'm just gonna go in, let it mix, and then we're gonna retest in a few hours. It's the same chemical that's used in cleaning the pool, so it should be okay. Well, I guess it didn't really take a lot of that acid to quickly change the pH in the pool, because this right here are the 2 that I took after letting it mix for an hour or 2, and so the pH reading is above 7, but it looks like it's still below 7.5. And these are the two from the pond. This is a little bit after when I was mixing in the water with from the swimming pool. So it's above 7, below 7.5. I decided not to let the pH in the swimming pool stay high because I think the bacteria will cycle a lot better at around this pH compared to a high pH. So, you know, it makes it a lot faster. So I'm going to keep track of this for the next few days and see how it goes. Once I feel that the pH is stable in the swimming pool, then I will start introducing the live bacteria and the fish. It could be that the muriatic acid reacted and lowered the pH quickly, but there's a chance that it might slowly build up and from the concrete pad that I made. So you never know. Have to let it stabilize for a few days and see first. But the signs are promising though. Okay, well, this packet, it seems like the gel was kind of getting liquefied a little bit, so it's not congealed and it's not holding too well. So I'm gonna just squeeze them in right here. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's one portion. There we go, and then I'll save the rest for next time. I bought a bunch of different varieties of taro to try out. I'm gonna plant these around the buckets and the bin areas right over there where the white bins are, and I really wanna just get them to spread and hide the pipe in the containers because they do look a little messy. So hopefully these will do okay. This is basically almost the end of summer, but if they grow, they grow. So what I do is I gotta wash out the roots because I'm gonna stick these directly on into the substrate, the lava rocks. So I'm gonna clean up the roots and then I'm gonna use PP to sanitize it or sterilize it. That purple powder works every time. So basically I'm just gonna dip the root in here and let it sit for like a minute. Hopefully it'll kill off a lot of the potential bacteria or parasite if they happen to be on it. It's probably overkill, but you know, extra safety precaution is always good. Spray some more. Yeah, so I use this cleaning technique for most of the plant, if not all the plants I add into my pond, so just for safety. Alright. So see that plastic right there? That was recently welded because I was having water overflowing and was making a little bit too much noise. I mean, more than I would have liked. So I ended up welding some of that plastic and roll it up and channel the water onto that way so that it creates more, it helps create more of that current. And I did the same thing over here as well. Water was coming down like a waterfall, but it was honestly a little bit louder than I liked. So by doing that, I welded more sheets on there and I roll it, and that also channeled the water to create an even stronger current. So the current now is a lot stronger than before, and stronger current, and it's reducing the noise greatly compared to before. So you know, it's more peaceful, calmer, less potential complaints from the neighbors, and it's also beneficial because the current is really nice. See how it's going? So just some small modifications. It doesn't look too pretty. I want to have to get plants to eventually like cover that spot and let it grow and drop down and cover the edges. But right now, I just gotta make sure things are functional first, and then I gotta worry about, you know, planting things later. I already got a couple of taros right there. I got one pot right there, but it'll take time to populate those bins in that area with plants. But now we just gotta make sure the water is circulating and it's also got a cycle. It's been over a week now, but you see it's still very green. So bacteria is gonna take a while to catch up. Gonna add some more live bacteria in to help with the cycling process. Alright, so gonna have to just guess. Yep, here we go. That's probably more than 10 grams. Yeah, so I got some taros in here. Hopefully it grows. I mean, it would be nice if it covers this area up. I mean, look on how unnatural it is to have all these bins of pipes in. Yep, I'm back to get more lava rocks because I got 2 scoops and basically this bed full of it, but I barely fill up like 3 of those bins, and even then those 3 bins aren't even fully filled yet, so I gotta get another cubic yard. Yeah, those bins are actually very, very big, and I'm just glad that this place is really close by so I can do this. Now I'm gonna go and get another shot and hopefully get it all done this weekend. That is gonna be a lot of biofiltration. I can't believe how much I use up. If I hadn't filled the bottom of those bins with random stuff, I could probably use like 4 of these beds. We're gonna do a quick update on the pH parameter between the 2 ponds. I've been chemically adjusting the pH on the swimming pool because going back and forth between the pond and the pool water, it was just too difficult. It wasn't really doing much, to be honest. So I put some acid, muriatic acid, into the swimming pool, and then I brought down the pH, try to match it. Yesterday I kind of did a quick test and it looks pretty even and close, but it has like 24 hours of turnover now in the swimming pool, so let's see if we're the same. Even the water clarity is a little bit different. The pond on the right here, flash right here, it's a little cleaner. The pool, a little murkier, but that's to be expected. Alright, so we're gonna do 5 drops right now. Oh shoot, I messed up. Oh god, okay, that's 1 drop. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I might have to redo this. Okay. Yeah, so my pool is a little bit more acidic, but the pH on my pond is a little acidic, more acidic than this one. Although, let me rerun that one. Okay, here we go. Let's resume. I'm right-handed, so my left hand was a little off. Alright, let me try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Actually, it's pretty similar. We're basically past the 7 pH mark, hitting closer to the 7.5 on the pond, which is pretty ideal for me because I'm seeding the bacteria. Between 7.5 to 8 is really good. The pool, on the other hand, just a little bit above 7.
I mean the pond on the right here, just above 7. But that's to be expected because the pond is always having a lot more biological activity at this moment. You know, heavy feeding, a lot of fish, etc. So it always gets a little bit more acidic unless I put baking soda in. But we're getting closer. I want to wait until the water clears up a little bit before I can start throwing the fish in, or just 1 or 2 to test. But right now it's showing signs that it's clearing up a little bit. Previously I can only see the first step, not so much the second step, but now the second step is becoming a little bit more visible underneath, even though it's still kind of difficult to see. But if you're standing here with your eyes, you can see the second step. So as it gets clearer and clearer, hopefully in the next few weeks, things will start to be, you know, more more reflective of the bacteria that's growing. If you're seeding bacteria, you want to make sure that it's actually working, and the only way that's gonna manifest is the water clarity improves. So the water's been flowing for almost 2 weeks, a little bit over a week and a half, and as I'm building that up, what I've decided to do was basically sterilize the water here. So all the pump has been shut off, no more water flowing, and I put PP in last night. So it's a pretty high dosage. It was intended to get rid of any potential parasites or even bacterial tissues, and mostly it was just to get rid of a lot of the algae, because I want to start speeding up the visibility. And so the PP will eventually clear in 24 hours, and it's been on since last night. So it's most of the power of most of the oxidizing power has already been gone out. Now it's just kind of brownish. I'm gonna turn back the water to let it continue flowing, because I don't want the media to get all dried out. The PP right now won't have enough power to really reset the bacteria in the rocks. So it should be okay to continue, and then hopefully by tomorrow it will start to clear up. But I'm gonna wait maybe another few more hours before I turn on the pumps. I want to really just let the PP work in this water first, trying to sterilize it and get rid of all that algae. Okay, so that little yellow spot moving back and forth, that's a key usuri from the pond. I put one in here just for testing purpose. The water has been slowly clearing up, and so the first step is visible, the second step, third step, and the bare floor slowly showing. The potassium permanganate is clearing up after a few days. I did put a high dosage here just to sterilize the pond and got rid of the algae, but it is growing back slowly. There's a lot of sunlight obviously, but the pH has been adjusted, and the KH value is now at about 6 drops. So it's decent. I'm slowly bringing that up, but what's important is that the chemistry in the pond right now is very similar to well, the chemistry in the pool is similar to the pond. So I put one test subject in here with my little canary, see how it does for the next few days, and then once I verify and confirm that it's okay, I'm gonna start moving more over slowly. But with this volume of water, I don't really see a spike in ammonia or nitrite. It should be very manageable. I am also slowly putting the live bacteria in every other day to let it build up. But the water test results been good. Circulation's a lot better now. Yeah, so far that one fish is swimming around, and I didn't see any signs of stress like jumping or rubbing or flashing, anything like that. It's very difficult to see though, so probably another few weeks before this whole thing clears up. I just netted a few male fish, although the Ochiba I still haven't fully confirmed, but the other two are male. I'm gonna throw these into the pond to see how they do.
That one's about 18 inch. This one's like almost 20 inch. This one was actually a Kujaku, but it started losing the beni, so now it's becoming a Masuba. Not a concern. So we're gonna throw these into the pond using my brand new DIY koi soft net made out of a tennis racket. Actually works pretty well, better than I expected. And I'm gonna throw them in, let them get used to the pond, and then we're gonna let these three be the test subjects and see how they do. And if all goes well, within a week, I'll keep adding 2 or 3 more koi's in. But I think they should be okay. The water tests have been all pretty good and stable. I'm only worried about the lack of a tall border around this pool. I mean, we got the border, but on this side it's fine. It's just that this side is so low. I think if they wanted to, and if they were daring, they can actually jump out and have no problem jumping out of here. But hopefully they don't. Until I have time to put a border on, this is all I have to work with. Can't even see them now. They're probably just exploring. Yep, water's green again. So all of the bins have now gotten enough lava rocks to fill up. And this took a while. There was a lot of cleaning, sifting through, and getting all the small, crushed, powdery bits of it off. And rinsing it multiple times just to, trying to get rid of all the red powder that came from this. It was a lot of cleaning, but I finally got all in. So I ended up using about 2.5 cubic yards for the remainder of these tanks here, which is actually a lot. It didn't look like there was a lot, but it turned out it was a lot of work. And luckily, these taro plants are starting to show adaptation. They have acclimated to the change in the environment, and the little short stems, baby stems, are coming up, like this one right here. A new leaf is about to unfurl, and that's a good sign. Of course, all the old leaves have kind of drooped and died off, which is understandable. It's a shock to the system when they got put in here. But what I want to see are this baby leaves coming up, like right here. Yeah, but the system is flooding and draining, which is really, really good. And we're hoping to see this space be put to use for other plants and vegetables. That's the entire point of me making this. Otherwise, I would have just made it a really simple filtration system where everything just where water just flows through with no expectation of using it as a growing medium. But this is aquaponics, so I'm hoping that this will do. You see, even the pebbles down here are flooded, so they will actually serve as a growing medium as well. The great thing about the flood right here, the flood zone here, is any leaf that comes over here or flies here, it actually gets carried out into the pond, which then gets filtered up. So it actually keeps this area pretty clean. You hear that sound, that suction sound? Yeah, that's what. See, the water's coming down. Sometimes when I drill the holes too big, I kind of plug it up just a little bit. This one right here, this bin is having a difficult time filling up. I think because there's not an air gap down here, so it's siphoning all the time. I might have to drill another hole in here just to get some air in. But yeah, because I'm not seeing signs of water filling up. Okay. Well, I'm gonna drill another hole here. hopefully this will allow more air to get in so that it actually loses the suction and the vacuum so that it fills up, because it's been like this and it hasn't been filling up at all. So gotta make sure that we fill it up and it works. See, this is nice and wet, it fills up, it drains. This one, not so much. Today we're going to be transferring more fish into the bigger pond, and I think all of these are all male fish. I'm going to do all the male fish first, just get them out of the way and bring them in there so that they can get adjusted and take the load off of the small pond. We got some really interesting fish here. This one is like a Ginrin Midori fish. It's kind of greenish. This is a Marudo Sanke. It's grown up quite nicely, getting long, 20-inch. This is a Torazo Karashi. It's a Ginrin. This one is a Kinki Masuba from Dainichi. I'm gonna keep that one last because I gotta treat it with something first. Then we got a brown Chawoy from Koda, a Ginrin Ochiba, also from Koda. Then we got a Ginrin Asagi. I don't know breeder. It came from a small breeder in Japan because I got that at Champ Koi. And here we got an Asagi from Oya, I believe. This was from the Study Koi group last year from Kodama Koi Farm. This one's also from Kodama. No, wait. This one's from Koda as well. This looks like a Sorogoi. Yeah, so I think all of these are pretty much male fish, and I'm gonna throw them in first. I really need them to really build up the bacteria in the big pond. Over the last year, they've grown to about, these are all between 18 to 20 inch once again. All pretty decently healthy. Although this one got a bruise right here. But yeah, they're calm because I put the clove oil in here, so they have no choice but to be calm. What's really interesting about this Sanke is when it was younger, the Benny signs were very weak, but as I see it get older, the Benny seems to have gotten even better as the years go by, although it's only been here for a year and a half. But look at the head, the Benny on the head is getting nice and thick, and I think it's gonna follow along the body as well. The black spots are coming up along the side. It's a rather clean looking fish. This one used to have a lot of health problems when it was younger, but it's doing a lot better now. Okay, I think it's time to put them in before they get too sleepy from the oil. I'm just gonna transfer them one by one. The fish are now eating at the surface fine if they can detect food and see food. I think my skimmer over there might need to be addressed to ensure that it doesn't suck in too much of the floating food. But for now, I'm gonna release it in this area and just a small quantity at a time so that the fish get used to seeing it, and then they'll come and eat. Or I might put a feeding ring and then just put the food in there, which is most likely the scenario because I think that's usually the best. But they seem happy, they're eating, they're on top, they're swimming around. Just the movement that they have in this big area is really nice to see. It's much more graceful.